and just to, you know what I'm saying, show them. Because you could tell somebody all the time. Like, I'll tell somebody, like, you do this, it'll get you here. But when you do it and show it to somebody, and then they do it and it work, that's when you really know that formula. It's literally just a formula. You put the work in, you got the vision, you keep putting the work in, you don't stop, because a lot of people stop before it get to where it need to be. They'll keep doing it, then they get tired. It's like, nah, because you just stopped right before your time to shine came, you know? So, yo, what's good, y'all? My name is Brandon Reed. I go by the Cartton Connect, and you are now tuned in to What's Your Hustle podcast.
What's your hustle? What do you do? Here to bring money and attention to you. A lot of people want to know, you got to give them the truth. Here to run the numbers up, we about to go through the roof. What's your hustle? What's your hustle? Here to talk about your grind. How you spend your time, we done brought you to the show. You gotta speak what's on your mind. What's your hustle? What's your hustle? What's your hustle? What's your hustle?
Welcome back to the What's Your Hustle podcast. And today we got a special guest. Today we got Brandon Reed from Cartton Connect. I don't know about y'all, but I'm super excited about this episode. I mean, me and my kids and my wife, we sit at home all the time. We on Instagram, TikTok, just binge watching and consuming all his content. I mean, he's funny, he's dope. I mean, he's local, he's an entrepreneur, he's a family man. I mean, yo, we just about to get into it. It's a pleasure and it's an honor. Thank you for stopping by, bro.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. It's just, a blessing to be able to be in a position to be, in a spot where I can tell what I've been doing and how I got to where I am.
Well, with that being said, bro, let's get into it. So, how did you get your start with animation?
So I went to college for graphic design. That's where I really got started. My goal, when I got out of high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted something to do with art. And for some reason, I was thinking you couldn't go to school to be like an art teacher. And that wasn't really what I wanted to do. So I went for graphic design. And I went to get my my associate's degree in graphic design. And I learned that they had one animation course. And when I was in there, I was like, dang, this is kind of cool. So after school, I learned how to do animation from watching YouTube videos. And then I just started putting animations out. And ironically, the first animation had like 5,000 views just off of me just trying something and putting it out. It was like, the video was terrible, but it was at a time where it wasn't really too many like independent animators. Wow. So I really got in there like right at the perfect time. That was probably 2014. Started posting those, and then I would do it and take a break because I was like, man, it ain't going nowhere. It's only getting a couple thousand views. And then once I took a break, my fault. The story kind of long. It's crazy.
Good.
Once I took a break, I ended up. I went through a whole bunch of just life. Life hit me. I went to the hospital. I had like 3 surgeries on my neck, and I was doing animation before that. But as I sat there, I was on a ventilator with like a breathing tube and stuff. I couldn't talk. So in my mind, I'm just thinking like, man, what am I doing? Like, what am I going to do? And I thought to myself, I need to really take my passion seriously. So once I got out of the hospital, I would say 2 months later, I came up with Lil Ron Ron, and then it just went crazy.
So you just came up with Lil Ron Ron just... So wait, okay, so
well, the guy who does the voice, he was already doing it. So
that's not your voice?
No, I'm solely the animator, and I do some writing.
What? Yeah. Whole time I'm thinking you doing the voices and everything. So you just animate and you do some of the writing.
So the guy who came up with it, he used to do the videos with just his face, and it was already funny. But in my mind, when I see stuff, I'm like, man, I could see animation like on top of that, like really bringing it to life. So I had told him about it, and he was like, yeah, whatever, like let's just try it. And then the first episode hit like 2 million views overnight. So we were just like, okay, we got to keep going with this. So then
you got 2 million views and overnight.
Yeah.
What was okay? So you do a video, you eat dinner, you go to sleep, and you wake up and you got 2 million views. Like, yeah. What was going through your head?
In that time of life, I was it was just me and my 2 kids. I had just moved out to Osceola because life happened. Ironically, I was in this building when I went through my divorce because my divorce attorney is in this building. We actually, after the divorce, I moved to Osceola. It's just me and my kids. I was struggling. working a job where I didn't even have enough money to pay my phone bill. And I still was animating. For some reason, I just still, in my mind, was like, I got to animate. So I did the cartoon, sent it to him. He posted it, and I went to sleep. I probably woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's so many notifications on my phone that I can't even see what's going on. Like it literally happened overnight. And it didn't happen overnight because, of course, it took me 2 years of learning animation and trying stuff out. But the moment and the opportunity that I got to actually make it go somewhere, that kind of just happened overnight. Woke up at 1 in the morning, my phone was just flooded. Never seen nothing like it before. And then the next day, I was excited. I was like, man, I don't know what to do, but we kept doing it. And then life just kind of changed from then on.
Wow. So what was that feeling like? Was that like encouraging, like, oh, I'm about to go hard with this?
Because it's one of them things where you see other people do stuff like, for example, I went to Washington High School when Skylar Diggins was doing her thing, going crazy. You see her go to the WNBA. You see like people from South Bend doing stuff, but in my mind, I used to think like this stuff don't just happen to people. Like you already be good at something, work for it your whole life, then you know what I'm saying, you get there. I used to think it just never just happened to, you know what I'm saying, out of nowhere. But then when it happened, I was like, man, it's crazy. Because I was at rock bottom though. So you know, when you get to rock bottom, it's only one way to go.
Right.
And then I had the opportunity, and then it went up. I was like, it's still to this day, I still can't believe how I, you know what I'm saying, made it happen. But I guess it was just destined.
It was just destined. Man, that's awesome. What's some of the things that you feel like you learned throughout your journey that got you here?
Man, I really learned a lot because it's the first thing, man, it's about the determination and the consistency with it. Because after we put that first episode out, we was dropping episodes every single week, sometimes 2 times a week, like nonstop, like for months straight. So it was like if we would have just put that first episode out and just chilled for a minute, it wouldn't have kept blowing up like it was. It was the consistency. The next thing I would say is, man, once you start doing something, it's the people you surround yourself with. Because if you got people around you that's not with the same mindset, it'll slow you down. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's the people you surround yourself with, and them really the main 2 things: just staying focused, being dedicated to it. The team of people you got around you, and man, that's really the main thing.
How did you go about putting your team together, especially like when you rock bottom, but you had made the partnership technically with the guy, so you did the animation, he did the voiceover, then y'all put out the video. And so, but how do you go about like assembling like the whole team?
Really, for me, it's really people that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? People that I grew up with that got the same mindset. That's ready to work, ready to, you know what I'm saying, get to it. Because, man, one thing about it is I wake up every day and my main goal is like what am I going to do with this opportunity that I was given? And if you know what I'm saying, got people on your team that's not doing that same thing, and they, you know what I'm saying, want to sit back and just kind of wait around, it's not really going to work the way you want it to. To have that machine, you got to have a team full of people that's trying to go get it just like you. So it really kind of started off with people that I grew up with. And then it just kind of branched off to networking and meeting people that that got that same like mindset.
How did you stay consistent during the hard times? Because I mean, like when you rock bottom, it's like it's easy to be like, man, woe unto me, like forget life. I'm not gonna put in no work. But you kept being consistent with it even during hard times. Like, how did you do that? Like, how did you muster up the strength to do it?
I really think the main thing, since I was at rock bottom, and at the time, it was just me and my 2 kids at the apartment, and we was like struggling. Like, I couldn't afford a bed, so we were sleeping on the couch. Sometimes, I was probably, I think I had an assistant, like I had food stamps at the time, so we had food, but like couldn't pay my phone bill. Sometimes I didn't have gas to go nowhere, because I was spending all my money on rent and car payment, and just looking at my kids thinking like, I can't just sit like this and struggle this whole time. So I was like, I got to try to do something that's going to, you know what I'm saying, make them proud. So it was something, I don't know what it was around that time, but just being in that position, I was like, I got to keep moving. So even when my schedule, I would wake up in the morning at 6 in the morning, get them dressed, take them to daycare, go to work till 4. I think I got off at 4, go home, cook them dinner, get them laid down. When they laid down, I would work on animations from 8 o'clock till 1, 2 in the morning. Then I got to get back up at 6 and do it again. But I was just so motivated to get out of the position that I was in that it really wasn't nothing nobody could tell me.
Mm. How long did it take for you to like to start see like the success that you wanted to see or have?
So I would say like a year. So I was doing that same thing for like a year. I started out doing cartoon parodies because at the time that was popping on YouTube. So I started off doing that. And those was kind of getting a little bit of views. I shared in Facebook groups. That helped a lot too. I found a Facebook group called Black Artists Connected. So I posted in there. And that was the first time I seen a little bit of something. I think I had got like 17,000 views from one of my videos from that. And then the little Ron thing came shortly after that. But yeah, that was really how I kind of started that.
How did you come up with Lil Ron? Like,
so he already like had the character. Well, he was doing like skits.
Okay, your boy.
Yeah,
okay,
my boy Ron. He was doing the skits, and when I seen the skit, I was like, man, for some reason, this reminded me of like the Proud Family or like cartoons that we would watch growing up. So I kind of recreated the cartoon in that style. And I think that's what really helped it catch on, like the fact that it looked like something we seen before. It was relatable, and it was something that a lot of people go through because, that first episode was Lil Ron kind of in between his parents, separation, going back and forth saying, I seen this at daddy house, I seen this at mama house. Right. And that's so relatable because, a lot of people go through that. So I think that's what the main thing was.
Got you. So what about like the other seasons and stuff that you do? Like that comes from you or that comes from partnering with other people?
So it started off with me doing the cartoon parodies. That was all me writing it, me doing the voiceovers, me having friends doing the voiceovers. Lil Ron was a partnership. And then once I got the platform of Lil Ron, I was like, yo, it's go time. Like, it's time to do other cartoons. It's time to branch off and do different types of gaming content, vlog content. Man, any type of content you could think of, I'm kind of, I got my hands in there now at this point.
So what made you like start branching off into other things or trying other things versus like, I'm gonna just stick with what works, like this popped off, so let me stick with this. I
think at the time I had like a fascination with trying to figure out like more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always try to be great at what I do, but then try to be great at anything I do. So after that Lil Ron cartoon, I was like, I know I could make another cartoon as big as this without having somebody write it or without having somebody do the voice. Like, I know I can do it because somebody else did it. That'd be my main thing. If I see somebody else do something, I'm like, I could do it. It got to be a way that if I put the time and effort in, I do the research that I need to do, I can be, good at that thing. So that was just the main thing. I wanted to be good at just animating in general and not be known for just one cartoon. I was like, it got to be a way I can be known for this. And it just kind of branched off from that.
Did you ever think that you would be an entrepreneur? Like, cause you was thinking about being a school teacher. So.
Yeah, nah, it just kind of came. Like once Lil Ron took off, I was like, all right, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. So I just kept going with it. I was like, once I seen I could, make an impact on other people from just, animating and creating, I was like, I can clearly see now this is where I'm supposed to be at.
So how do you, so you got this gift, so, and then you basically figure out a way to monetize your gift. And so like, how did you start like making it a business, like structuring it, like, so you could like keep it going rather than just like, sometimes you have passion, but then you get so involved on the passion that you don't focus on like the business side of things, like getting an accountant or a CPA or stuff like that.
What's crazy is I'm the first person in my family to own a business and to like have a successful business. So I didn't have nobody in my family I could go to and be like, hey, what you think I should do here? It all came from me bumping my head over and over. So when Lil Ron first came out, we went through so many different things. Like there was a deal with Steve Harvey that we was working on. Didn't go through because I'm just a kid. Like, I wasn't a kid. I was like 23, 24, but I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about the right lawyers. I didn't even know you were supposed to have an entertainment lawyer for entertainment situations, But after bumping your head so much, you start figuring it out, and then it just, it really just came from trial and error.
So, wow, wait, so how did Steve Harvey come about? Like, they email you, they DM you, they call you?
His assistant reached out because we was putting out little ron, and it was like people was posting it like Tiny, T.I.'s wife posted it, Jagged Edge, Bow Wow. They talked about it on a Breakfast Club one day. Wow. It's a DJ in Atlanta that's real popular that always would play the little round songs, but it was getting so big that like almost everybody knew about it. And then Steve Harvey wanted to do like a deal where he, put the money behind it to produce it. But I think it was just too early in the time, and me and Ron was just too young, in the business aspect, and we didn't really understand everything. So it didn't happen. But I feel like, everything happens for a reason and when it's supposed to. Because later on down the line, we signed a deal with Malika Records to help produce the show, and it's been a really good deal.
Wow, man, that's dope. So for those like that's watching this and they want to get into animation and like essentially be you, like business wise, entrepreneur wise, like what are some things that they should be aware of or things that they should have in place that they can be successful?
Yeah, definitely. I would first say definitely, create your LLC, get everything together with that. Once you start monetizing it, make sure you got, accountants, or make sure you're on top of your tax situation, because that's a huge thing that I had to learn myself on taxes and really figuring that stuff out. When you get into these different contracts and negotiations, make sure you got an entertainment lawyer that knows, the ins and outs and the lingo of these contracts. That's really the main thing.
How does one get an entertainment lawyer?
Man, the way I got the first entertainment lawyer we had was through a PR manager. Sometimes it's about networking and meeting people who know people. And then, the rest of it I would say is research. A lot of it is from, meeting people and going through different things. Like just the other day I was watching a documentary on Jermaine Dupri. And it was a guy in there named Ian Burke. We met him in Atlanta and networked with him, not knowing that he was behind like a lot of the biggest like records from a while ago. And it's like we had networked with him, and I didn't really even understand who he was, but it's cool because like he taught us so many different things about getting the business together, making sure we got the company name, copyrighted, trademarked, and all of that. So yeah, sometimes it's about networking and getting to know people from different people, but it's really research.
Was networking easy for you in the beginning, or
just being like, because I've always been like, it's weird that I'm even in front of the camera now, like what I do, because in school I did not talk much. I did like try to do music back in school, but I just was naturally like a shy person behind the scenes. So when I got to LA and I was meeting all these different people, I was like still like standoffish a little bit, because it's like it's just weird, like coming from not being a very social person to being around all of these people with these huge platforms. It's like it's weird, but I slowly, as the years went on, it got easier and easier.
What did you do to like make it like to like get easier, like to become a natural at it? Just doing it? Or?
Yeah, just the more and more I got in these spaces with these different people, I realized if I don't, sit down and really network with these people, it could be an opportunity missed. So, and I know that I did that a couple of times where I would just kind of introduce myself and not really be like, hey, I do this, and this. Maybe one day we could work together on this. And I missed out on so many opportunities not doing that. So then once I realized the more you do that, the more come out of it, it turned into something different. Like I used to watch this show on Nickelodeon called Ned's Declassified, School Survival Guide. It's a kid show, but I used to watch it all the time. Once we signed our deal for Lil Ron and Malico, we went to dinner afterwards, and one of the actors from the show was there. And I'm like, yo, I used to watch this as a kid. I can't believe I'm sitting at the table with him. But I was like, man, let me network, let me talk to him, boom, boom, boom. 2 weeks later, I was in LA in the studio, like working on songs with him. So it's like, it's just about, networking, really telling people, what you do and your goals, because you never know. They could have, that one thing that you missing to get to the next level, and they could be so excited about what you got going on that they would want to help you with that.
Man, that's dope. Yeah, you definitely right about it. Networking is so key. It's so key these days. Like I have gotten so many opportunities just by networking and like
For sure.
building relationships. Like what's your thoughts on like building relationships with individuals, and like how do you strengthen that?
I always think that's dope because just sometimes you could work with somebody and it just be solely just, we're just doing this project together. But when you build a business relationship with somebody, it could branch out to so many different things. And it's a whole different experience. Like it's people who want to collaborate all the time, but sometimes just doing that collaboration is not, it's usually gonna do the video, what's after that. You build a business relationship. You could have, started something, did a video with them here, and then you worked on something with them, and then it could build up and really be something bigger. And I always tell people, sometimes when you work with other people, it makes something bigger than what it could have been. Like Lil Ron, if he would have kept doing if Ron would have kept doing the skits by himself, it very well could have been, big. But when we got together and built that business relationship, that's what took us both to that next level, rather than we as both, just working by ourselves.
So with that situation that you all have, is that a like an actual partnership thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
now it's a partnership between three. So it's the record label, him, and then me. We all in a partnership to create the show.
And so you have your like own LLC, and then he has his own LLC.
Yeah, and then we all got one together.
And then then the record label, and you two have it together, or just you two?
So me and him. So we got an animation company together.
Okay.
That we partner with the record label, and then we both got our own individual companies. Because I got Cartoon Connect, we got BNR Animation, which is our collective of Lil Ron, and then we partner with the label.
Do you do other stuff for like other people, like animations, like Pixar or like DreamWorks? I mean, yeah. For instance, like for stuff like people like those. Or
yeah. Man, it's crazy. Ever since the pandemic, I feel like I had got a lot of different opportunities. Like, but even before the pandemic, I probably did. Who did I work with before that? I worked with DeMarcus Cousins one time on an episode of Lil Ron, Young Blue, the singer rapper. Who else did we work with? Steve Harvey. But then once the pandemic hit, I don't know what it was about, like everybody was just wanting animation. So as soon as the pandemic hit, I started working with BET, Viacom. I'm a Viacom vendor. So anybody under Viacom can reach out to me for animation. I started working with record labels like Epic Records, Interscope. I did some covers for Young Dolph. I did a music video for Cash Kid. He's with Empire, I want to say. He's out of Detroit. It's just, man, since the pandemic, I feel like so many people had reached out that it started going crazy.
Wow. Do you have a manager or something to like help with all that?
Yeah. My manager, Floyd, is out in Houston. He has a company called Neb Studios, and we work with so many different people. Like, I don't know if y'all ever watch the Prince family on YouTube. Damien and Bianca, they from Fort Wayne. We got the same manager. So it's it's a blessing. We've been going crazy.
Wow. It sounds like you need an assistant too, though.
Man, it be so much going on, especially now that I kind of branched out and did content, because now I do Lil Ron. I do my other cartoons. I just started the puppet show Cotton Mouth with my homies. We ain't just started. It's been like a year now, but man, I do the gaming content. I do the vlogging videos. So many different partnerships with different companies. Because I during the pandemic, I was only doing one thing. Like, I was just stuck to YouTube until I realized that, like, the pandemic kind of took YouTube away from me. It was still there, but monetization wise, I was like, man, I can't live off of this. So I learned you can't put all your eggs in one basket. So I kind of branched off from there, and it's just been a whole different situation since then.
So Did you ever think that you would be working with all of these different stars and famous
No,
people?
I still get hyped. Like, who was it? The last person when Young Dolph and Key Glock reached out, I was like, nah. Like, how they even know like that I do animation and they want me to do it? Like, nah, this is crazy.
So they reached out to your management company,
Nah, they reached out directly.
Like what, like DMs, or they like called?
They like called me.
Like, how they get your number?
From when I did the music video for Epic Records, because I think, so I know the Epic Records music video I did, I'm pretty sure Young Dolph got a partnership with Epic Records, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. But they managers knew each other. So like once his manager seen did the first video, he was like, okay, we want a video too. They connected, and then he just called me.
Wow, so you on the phone with Young Dolph and Key Glock, like.
It's crazy. The conversation that really, the phone call that had me like, nah, this ain't it, is when I talked to Gilbert Arenas, because we was gonna do a cartoon. But I used to like favorite player watch in high school, watching him play. I'm like, yeah. Mm. So when he called and I'm on the phone talking to him, I'm just in my head, I'm like, this can't be real. Like, this is crazy. But I start to realize that you could really be in a room with anybody, just off of, following your passion. So many like different YouTubers and stuff that I've met them, like they on the radio now. I'm in the car listening to their song, like, yo, I know this person personally. It's crazy.
Man, how do you manage? Like, to me, it seems like your emails is just like, so how do you manage all of that and knock it all out?
That's probably the toughest part for me, because I don't have like an assistant that go through and read DMs and check out stuff. I get a lot of people saying that I don't reply back, and man, I still got anxiety over this stuff. So like, if I see too many messages in my head, I'm just like, well, this is like, too much. So I still struggle with that part. I try to get back to like the companies that reach out, the people who reach out, but that's really the hardest part for me.
So you haven't thought about hiring an assistant to help manage this for you?
I have, but I feel like I gotta wait until I get to like the next level, because right now where I'm at, it's like, it's so much stuff coming in, but it's hard to find, a specific person that can sit down and just focus on, the stuff that I got going on. Because everybody, got their own stuff going on, working on different things. So you got, man, if you need, like for an assistant, you need somebody that's solely focused on helping you get to, that next level. And it's, kind of hard to find somebody that would be solely focused on helping me build Cartoon Connect.
Yeah, that makes sense. I recently had hired me an assistant, and I just can't do everything. Yeah. But I can't do everything by myself like you. Like sometimes I miss messages, and you don't do the stuff intentionally. You know what I mean? But
sometimes people think you just ignoring them. I'm like, no, that just as many times as they hit me up, it's 30, 40 more people that's doing the same thing. And just for one person, it's a lot. You can't get back to everybody the way you want to.
Right? Nah. You definitely can't. That's why it's like, hey, I gotta give me an assistant to help like manage everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the calendar. Stuff is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Stuff just starts moving at a rapid pace, and next thing you know, you just lose track of stuff. And I don't like to make people, feel like I'm neglecting them or something. Because sometimes it'd be like legitimate opportunities, and then you missed it just because you had something else going on.
That's happened to me a lot of times. And, I just lost my train of thought. I was about to say something about that. I have a problem with, like, I always got to be working. Mm-hmm. So, like, if somebody else is doing it for me, I want to, like, step in and be like, let me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I'm so used to waking up and moving around, doing this, doing that, that I don't know. I've been doing it for so long that when I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm being lazy or something. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Like I could be sick and I'd be laying in the bed. And it's like, man, I gotta get up. I just can't be in this bed. I gotta do something.
Everybody tell me, they're like, nah, you need rest. I'm like, man, nah. Because the more I'm sitting here, it's ideas floating through my head. Like, oh, I could have did this, or I need to check this out so I can figure out how to do this. And I hate being sick because I can't just lay there.
Yeah, I gotta get up. Like my father taught me, he's like, man, if you don't get up like before the sun get up, before the banks open up, like it's over. Like if I get up like when he was around, if I got up at 9 a.m., he'd be like, "You just going back to bed.
Yeah.
It's too late."
Yeah, no, that's facts. Because I've noticed whenever I get up early and get to moving around and doing this, I get so much more done in the day. Sometimes I work late at night, so I sleep in a little bit. But even if I wake up at 1, 2 o'clock, I'm like, dang, I missed out on so much. Let me hurry up and get to the computer and start editing this or uploading this, and man, that really be my main goal. Like that's why I like doing stuff like this, because some people really think like that certain stuff not possible, and I'm like, nah, man, anything is possible. You just gotta figure out what you want to do, and just 100% go for it.
It seems far to reach, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Because I used to think it wasn't possible till it happened. Then once I realized you could literally do anything or meet anybody, when I start getting in these rooms with different people, I'm like, man, this is crazy. The first, I went to a red carpet event for the first time a couple years back, and I knew it was serious because I was there with a whole bunch of YouTubers. It was a YouTube Black event, so like the top 100 Black YouTubers was there, and I'm just a kid from South Bend, so I get off the bus and walk up to because it's like press there. It's like different managers telling you like when to walk out. Like I never had been to nothing like this. Mm-hmm. So I got off the bus and they was like setting me up, putting mics on me, doing all this stuff. It's crazy. I always tell this story because it's funny, man. I just started crying because I was like, why? I was like, why? Why? How did I get here? And I think the thing that really made me feel like that is because I was like, man, just a couple years ago, I was sleeping on the couch with my kids. And now I'm at this red carpet event, Janae Aiko here, all these different big time names. I'm like, and I'm just Brandon from South Bend. Like, how am I? So that I always tell that story because it's just funny to me. Before I go on the red carpet, the lady putting this stuff on, I'm crying. I'm like, why am I crying right now? So then I was like, man, wiped my tears off, got ready, walked out there. There's fans everywhere, people taking pictures. I'm like, man, life could really change in a year.
Man, would you say what would you say got you to that place? Like hard work, dedication. Well, you did. You said it was consistency.
Yeah, man, hard work, consistency, and just believing that it can happen. Because sometimes I think that's the main thing. Once you got it in your mind that you're gonna get to this specific place, you're gonna do what it takes to get there. It's the sky is the limit. Like you.
So once you had the belief, like, okay, I believe that this could happen. Did doubt ever try to come in your mind?
Oh yeah, for sure. My sister Kristen, she used to always tell me, she's like, yo, you one video away, and I used to be like, man, it's not working. Like I'm putting these videos out, it's not getting views. She always be like, you one video away, don't give up. I'm like, man, I'm ready to give up. She like, nah, I'm telling you, your next video is gonna be your best video. And she kept telling me that, and every time I try to like stop, she'd, tell me again, then it just happened. Even like nowadays, I've done a lot. Like I could sit here and be like, man, more than 3 million followers worldwide, 500-600 million views. I still don't feel like I'm at my prime yet. Like I feel like it's so much more to do. But I get like, it's times where I'll work like crazy for like 3 days, and then 2 days I'll just be down. Like, man, what am I doing? I'm not doing what I need to do to be at that next level. That happens to me all the time. I'll get depressed and be like, man, what do I need to do? But after a couple of days, I get myself back up. Like, nah, you got this. We gonna rock this out. We already made it from sleeping on the floor. Now we in a spot where things is going well. You can't just give up. Now I'm way too deep in the game to go sit back on the bench.
What's the next level for you? Like, what does that look like?
I feel like it's because now I'm on a social media level. I feel like it's when I can branch off of social media and everything still be flourishing. Like, of course, I got a business outside of just, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I got my own website, my own merch store. But now I want to get into the big partnerships. Like, I want a partnership with big name companies like Netflix, Hulu, get cartoons on there. Or, man, create my own Netflix or Hulu and have Cartoon Connect be a streaming service where you can come and check out cartoons, just content in general. I was really just talking to my manager and we was talking about, of course, Cartoon Connect is where it started, but if we had just a Connect Media where you can come through and just check out everything, that'd be dope too. So I feel like I've made it this far. the next step is really taking over everything, like from TV to streaming services, all of that.
What and so what do you think it'll take to get there? Like, do you think like you have to like plan out with the managers? Like how do you get there? Like that's the vision, that's where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we get there?
I think the main thing is still doing the same things, like with, you know what I'm saying, being consistent with everything, but trying different types of content, continuously pushing this content out to different people so that, you know what I'm saying, I might be able to network with this person and help get in position or get in front of a company that, you know, helps with this. That it's really just, I think the main thing is just continuing to do what I'm doing now, but keep making the scale larger. So maybe up my production and make the production, you know what I'm saying, make the videos look better, or edit it, you know what I'm saying, even more crazier. Just really continuing what I'm doing now and just trying to upgrade it as I go.
And you editing the videos still to this day yourself?
Yeah.
Now, why do you edit the videos yourself versus just like outsourcing somebody so you can just keep making videos?
Because in my head, when I'm recording, I already know like what I want to happen in there. So I could send it to somebody, but then I got to send them a whole paragraph. Like, I think I need to, you know? So it's just, I feel more hands-on when I'm editing it. When we do the Cottonmouth videos, my homie Steve's a great editor. So he edits some of our videos too. Like, I don't have a problem with somebody editing for me. I always got to work. So like, I always feel like I need to be doing something in my mind. When I see the video recorded, I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to put an edit here. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this transition. So.
How do you balance your family life with everything? How do you make sure you give your girl enough time, kids enough time, but then like even also you, like making sure that you know you good. Like I know you like to work, but you gotta be good too.
That's the main. I would say that's the main struggle, because it's been plenty of times where me and my girl been together for a long time, but we've had that conversation where she like, you working way too much. Like, I haven't even seen you in days, and we live in the same house because you working. You know what I'm saying? But as time go on, I get older, I just kind of learn that I need to set this block of time out to spend with them, or set this block of time out to just put my phone down and spend with the family. And I put my kids in a lot of different events so that I have to take time off work. Like every Saturday, they play basketball, so every Saturday I put the phone down. We had basketball games, we had basketball practice. Every night for dinner, phone down, just chilling with the family. Before the kids go to bed, we sit on the couch, watch TV. You know, I try to make that time, because I know as soon as I get in that office, I'm in there.
It's go time, baby. Man, that's powerful. Like that, what you just said though, like blocking out time, like you being intentional. You know what I'm saying? And like they say, it's not the quantity, it's like the quality. But you blocking out hours, or it can make sure you get covered. She get covered. And, man, that's dope. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't do that. And,
man, I didn't used to. It took so many people telling me like, you need to slow down and take time for this. And for myself, I try to plan trips every now and then. Like pretty soon, I haven't like done. I just been working, so pretty soon I'll probably end up going to Charlotte. I'm a huge LaMelo Ball fan, so I'm gonna go to Charlotte, give me some tickets to go to the game, and just take that time to be like, all right, cool. Let me just chill for a day or two. Then when I get back, it's time to get back to work.
Man, that's what's up, man. I just work.
That's how it be, especially when you want to be great.
Get somewhere.
That's why I try to, like, in my mind, I'm always like, if I can see all of these people on TV being in this big position, doing all of these different things, why can't I do that? Like, I want to be great, so I always feel like I got to work. So, man, I'll just be working, try to take that time to block out for the family, for my girl, for, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure I separate that stuff. But man, when I get in that basement and I got these ideas, it's go time. It's time to animate, edit, draw, all of it.
Man, I feel you. I gotta know though, like, why you still like in South Bend? Not to say there's nothing wrong with South Bend, but I mean, like, you up there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, I think the main thing is the cost of living in South Bend versus these other places is a lot different. So I could make money and live in South Bend, but I can travel a lot. That's the main thing. I do travel a lot. I'm in South Bend a little bit at a time, but monthly I'm usually gone. My management company is in Houston, so I spend a lot of time in Houston. I'm in LA a lot. My favorite place to go is New York. I do a lot of work in New York, so I'm here periodically, but I'm usually out. You know what I'm saying, doing something.
Oh, I definitely feel blessed being how you on the podcast, because I'm normally gone, so it sounded like it was God wanted us to connect with this. Then.
I was like, man, I've been watching, the other, podcast episodes. I'm like, yo, this is so dope. I was like, I was excited. Like, as soon as you hit me up, I was like, I really was waiting on you to hit me up because I wanted to reach out, but I was like, man, you're probably busy. So as soon as you hit me up, I'm like, yeah, we got to do this.
Boy, if you would have hit me up, if I had something going on, it would have been gold then.
I was watching everybody on there. I'm like, man, one of these days it's going to happen. I just know it. So then when you hit me up, I was like, yeah, we got to go crazy.
Man, I've been wanting to get you on the podcast, but I was like, man, I'm like, I don't know how these stars be,
Not a star. It's funny because I really, even though, I've done all this stuff, I still just feel like Brandon, who went to Washington High School, who's quiet and, just used to chill. So when I go out and people notice, who I am, it's a blessing, but I still just feel like the same me. And I try not to, come off as nobody who using, where I'm at now to be this person, because, man, the Lord, as fast as the Lord give it to you, man, it can be taken away. So I try to be, as humble as I can and try to be, as much of a people person as I can, because, man, without the people who support me, I wouldn't really be nothing anyway.
Facts, man. That's facts. Like, man, that's the only reason why I'm here, from the people that, have supported me and poured into me over the years. Like, I got Rick, the wealth coach, who teaches you about, like, putting your money in a trust, and helping people make their first millions, but also man, keep millions as well. Because the easy part, it's easy to make money.
Yeah, but money goes so fast. It's like you got to learn how to budget it and keep it and do what you need to do to continue to make it grow, because, man, I'm telling you, money fly. I remember I signed the advance for the Lil Ron deal, and it was my first deal that I ever signed where, you got paid to, like, up front to do something. Man, the money was gone so quick. I was like, what am I doing? But, I was in the early stage of my career, so I was just young and just like, man, I'm doing this, not doing this. But, as life go on and I get a little older, I started learning, like, nah, you can't just be blowing money like that. You gotta, put this here, get this ready for my kids, take care of this, you know what I'm saying?
So speaking of money, like, what's, like, the biggest check that you've seen?
It's definitely, I'm trying to think.
That's many.
I've done, like, so many different deals with different partnerships. Man, it's hard to say. I think the biggest deal I did get was with Facebook, though.
Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook. They probably paid me the most that I've ever been paid.
Like a partnership with Facebook, or like Facebook, like from putting the content on there, and then you get
like a partnership.
A partnership.
Yeah.
So you had a partnership with Facebook. So you politicking with Mark Zuckerberg on the yacht.
Well, I don't know him yet, but hey,
he said, "Yeah, I like that."
So I got a partnership with Facebook. Facebook and Instagram is the same thing, but I got a separate partnerships with both. YouTube partnerships, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 YouTube channels. 3 of them over 100,000 followers. 1 of them over 1 million. What other companies? Partnerships with different record labels: Empire, Interscope. Man, I didn't realize how many sponsorships and stuff that I got until I just sort of start counting them out. But it all come from different places. Once I heard somebody say once you got like 7 to 10 different revenue or streams of income, That's how you work towards being a millionaire. Once I learned that, I'm networking with all the different companies. Like, hey, I got this, you know what I'm saying, get this many views. Can we do something together? And it just start, building and building.
So with doing partnerships, like, what's the best way to approach them? And I know everybody's situation is going to be different because not everybody does the same thing. But like, how do you make a partnership work? Like, how do you approach that?
I kind of just reach out so a lot of them reach out to me too. It's sometimes different. I reach out to some of these companies and created these partnerships, but I've also got them, like, people will reach out to me through my managers or like different things because I got different like agents and managers for different, like I got a manager. It manages everything, but for my YouTube partnership, it's programs at YouTube where they'll give you a partner manager who just solely manages the fact that you got a YouTube channel and a partnership with them, and they'll reach out to something and be like, hey, Brandon, I heard about this. Would you be interested in this? And I say yeah to everything. I'm trying to get it, So
I'll turn that down my collar.
Yeah, so it's really that. It's the people that's, I'm saying, behind the scenes in these different places that has, slid me different partnerships. And some of them I reach out myself and just be like, hey, my name is Brandon. I created this cartoon. I get this many views. I got the following of this. Could we possibly, partner on something here or something there?
Man, that's crazy, man. That's dope, man. I'm really proud of you, man.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
South Bend, y'all better be proud of them too.
Man, I just want to really be, not necessarily be a role model, but just be somebody that can show everybody that it's possible. I was just telling my homies, we did Cotton Mouth, the puppet series. We first started, I was just telling them the same thing. Like, yo, if you believe you can do it, you put the work in, it'll happen. A year later, Cottonmouth has almost 200 million views on TikTok. Like, we one of the biggest groups on TikTok.
Man, that's crazy, man.
And just to, show them, because you could tell somebody all the time. Like, I tell somebody, like, you do this, it'll get you here. But when you do it and show it to somebody, and then they do it and it work, that's when you really know that formula. It's literally just a formula. You put the work in, you got the vision, you keep putting the work in, you don't stop, because a lot of people stop before it get to where it need to be. They'll keep doing it, then they get tired. It's like, nah, because you just stopped right before your time to shine came, so.
No, that's just, that reminded me of the story that I had read in the book, and I told this a couple times on Facebook though, but yeah, it was this guy, he doing like the gold rush era.
Yeah.
He went and bought all this equipment and whatnot, and he digging for gold, and then he just, one day he said, give up. I think he basically ran out of money. And so he was going to sell the equipment. And so the guy, he bought the equipment from him. He went and found an expert and was like, check to see, and the experts came out and they was like, yo, you only 3 feet away from gold. So
crazy.
That's what happened with a lot of us. A lot of times, like you say, we give up right when we at the verge of winning. You know what I'm saying? It's another thing, like one of my mentors, Myron Golden, teaches. He's like, disruption always follow intention. So it's like, soon as you get ready to do something, to make a decision, and you start putting in the work, disruption comes.
Yeah.
And that's how you know that you're doing what you actually supposed to do.
What's crazy about it is when I'm going through a really tough time, I know something big is getting ready to happen, because it always seemed like that. Like, when I was at rock bottom, it was the worst time of my life. Like, when I was in the hospital with the breathing tube, I was in there for like 2-3 weeks, couldn't go to work. Bills wasn't getting paid, and I was already, struggling from the start. So I was literally at rock bottom. I was like, something gotta come after this. And then, things started going up. Just recently, I just had been feeling down. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get this edited, do this, and I just feel overwhelmed. Shortly after that, a new partnership came. I'm like, it's always right before, the climb, that fall is always the toughest moment. But you got to get through that to get to where you need to be. Because if you give up when it get too tough, you literally, the ladder coming, you just ain't wait for it.
Man, you saying that brought back memories from when I was in Cape Town, South Africa, and when I was there, I climbed Tabletop Mountain. Now, I so often love to say I think Guinness Books of World Records need to reach out to me. I got pretty people who will back me up. I'm telling you, I had to be the first obese black man to climb a mountain. I'm telling you. Like, if somebody know another obese black man that climbed the mountain, please reach out and let me know. But Guinness Book of World Records, y'all need to give me something. But anyway, that brings what you said, brought it back to my remembrance. I remember I was climbing the mountain, and I remember I got to a certain point. And I was like, man, I can't go no further. I was like, but I only got two options, either go up or go back down. And the crazy part is that it was so steep. To me, it felt more dangerous to turn around and go back than to just keep going forward with it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I had learned when I was climbing that mountain too is like, I remember we all started out like on this like as a group thing. And I made the mistake, like I should have like counted up the cost, because I thought it was a tourist attraction thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like popcorn stands and like give me a little slushy or something along the way, take some pictures. No, like it was kind of semi like that. Like it had steps. First, I was like, oh, I could do this. And the next thing I know, I'm like freaking climbing the mountain, pulling on branches. I got gloves on, my shirt off. I got it on my Facebook page.
That's
too.
dope.
Bro, it was crazy. But the one thing, we started out of this group and we was like, we gonna do this together. And then one by one, I looked up, I was all alone. And it was just me and God.
That's the craziest part about it, because sometimes you will have, you know what I'm saying, people that's along for the ride with you, but and sometimes people give up too early and not knowing that you're so close to the finish line. If you just keep, you know what I'm saying, persevering, you're going to get there. So I try to tell people, like, man, just keep going with it. Because I see it's so much talent, you know what I'm saying, in South Bend. And I'm like, it's enough money out here and enough fame out here for everybody. It's just about, you know what I'm saying, keep working on it and just doing what you love to do.
And that's exactly what this man told me when I made it up to the top of the mountain. He had a Australian accent. He was like, "You made it to the top of the mountain, huh, mate?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "That's perseverance." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna have to look that up, but I bet." Man, I was so tired. I walked in that little one. But the one thing though that people was doing though to me though along climbing up this mountain, they would say like, don't even finish going up. You might as well go back down, because if you do, like the little trolley thing it's not working. Like it's too windy. I told them, I said, look here, if I make it up to the top of this mountain and the thing is not working, I'm gonna fake a heart attack or something. Somebody is gonna give me off this mountain, because I climbed up here. I am not climbing back down. It took me 8 hours. They said it takes the average person 4. It took me 8. Once as I'm saying that, the scripture came to my mind: the race is not given to the strong nor the swift, but he that endureth to the end.
For sure.
Yeah.
Man, that story is amazing. Like, if you don't got that story put in like a podcast episode, you definitely need it, because that just motivated me. Because it's even times now, like I've done all of this stuff, but I always tell myself it's so much more to do. Like I really feel like I'm just getting started, and sometimes I'm like, man, I feel like maybe I don't, you know what I'm saying, got what it takes to get to that level. But then I sit back and think like, nah, if they could do it, I know I could do it, you know, for sure. So I just got to keep, you know what I'm saying, keep pushing. And that's the main thing. As long as we don't give up, we're going to get to wherever we want to go.
Fact. Man, getting around other people that's like-minded and highly motivated, high vibrating people, like people who believe anything is possible. Once I got around people like that, like people who's like making $1 million a day, $100,000 an hour, when I start seeing like that stuff is possible, that's what really motivated me.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, cause I was like, man, I'm just a cameraman or a camera dude. But then I had to think about it, like, man, I'm so much more than that. Like, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 5-6 years old, standing selling oranges and bottles of water. Like, been learning about marketing and branding my whole life. My father instilled these things, and my father was in the Army. So just off of being in the Army, I got certain principles instilled within me. Him coming from like that Jim Crow racism era, it's a lot of stuff instilled in me about hard work and, you know what I'm saying, appreciating everything that you get and making, you know what I'm saying, stuff happen. Like my father used to tell me, like, like get you a job, but like also hire you a hustle, which is kind of like what my brand has stemmed from, like Faith Hustle Media Group, because it's like faith without works is dead. I could believe all day long that God is gonna bless me, or I could believe all day long that I need a job. But if I don't actually go out, if I need a job, but I'm praying for God to give me a job, but if I don't go out there and actually fill out no job applications, I'm not giving him nothing to work with.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's like when I was at Logo Boys. That was the job I was working at before I kind of quit and did YouTube full time. Man, I was animating there. Like I was supposed to be doing. I did embroidery. So like for example, how this is embroidered on here, I would set the digital image up so they could put it on the machine. That's what I was supposed to be doing. But man, I was doing a little round at the computer. Because I was like, man, I had so much faith in it that I was like, yo, this going to work. It's going to go crazy. I'm doing a little round in the background. And man, years later, or I would say I stayed there for like a year. And once I realized that me animating and doing YouTube was like where I needed to be, that's when I had kind of quit my job. I used to have a video on YouTube showing the day that I walked in there and said that I was quitting, and he cussed me out. It was a whole crazy video.
Man, I ought to keep that up. Man, I wish I had a video from the day I quit my job. But I tell you what, it's the best decision I ever made in my life, bro.
I think I quit in 2017 or 2018. And that next day when I woke up and I ain't had nothing to do but to just work on my passion, it was the happiest day of my life.
I think that's probably about the time I had quit too. I felt like, but when I quit, like I didn't have nothing popping. I remember like I would always say, and people used to try to clown me too. I said I want to retire by 30.
Yeah.
How you gonna retire? I said I don't know. I said I want to retire by 30. I don't know where this came from, you know, but. I could say like I feel like I'm retired in the sense, but what I mean by that is like I do what I want. I live out my dreams. Like I don't have nobody. Yo, we need you to come in right now. Like no. So I wake up and I get to chase my dream. I get to spend time with my family. Like it was a snowstorm not too long ago. Like I looked out the window. I was like, well, I could work from home. I don't have to call in and ask nobody. Can I? No, I just made a decision.
That's the best part. And before, so I already had, my kids a lot before, but now, and once I quit my job, I get to wake up every day, help them get ready for school, take them to school. When they get home from school, we doing this, or like just to be able to have all of that time with them. I know they won't forget it because, man, not everybody, is able to do that. So just all of that, like my daughter, this one thing that she'll always, I know is like her favorite memory. I took her to the YouTube headquarters one day, and every time somebody asked her like what's like her favorite thing, she said she went to YouTube. She got on a flight and went to California, and just to create that memory is just so crazy because, my parents, they definitely did everything they could, but they wasn't able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to do that and change the narrative on coming from not really having much to be able to build whatever life we want. It's a blessing.
Man, it definitely is a blessing, bro. Like my kids like really look up to me, and it's just a blessing, And I've been instilling in them since even before I was on quit my job. I would say I'd be like, be your what? And they'd be like, be your own boss. And I say, don't what? They'd be like, don't work for nobody. Like since they was born, like that's instilled in them not to have a job. And the proudest moment for me, like how kids is, they be like 1 minute they want to do this, 1 minute they want to do that. Cause I remember I used to say I want to be a football player, I want to be a doctor, I want to be like it kept changing throughout the years when I was coming up. But my daughter, she was like, I want to start my own sweep business. I want to start my own sweep. I was like, okay. And every time she would always be consistent with it. Then recently she came home with this vision board. She's like, I got a surprise for you. And I'm thinking she got this little painting, I was like, okay. I closed my eyes, I opened them, and she had this whole little vision board. And I'm talking about, I lit up like she had just made her first $1 million or something. Yeah. Like I was so proud. And like instantly I went on Facebook Live and I was showing everybody, that's how you know you proud when you go up here. Like, yeah, look at my daughter, she in here. And after that, hit up the graphic designer, hey, I need a logo. And then she had a vision board, so I already knew like what she seen in her head. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, we gonna do your waffle ball. Now we gonna do a pop-up shop. Now we just gotta get you a little shirt, coat, little hat thing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
for sure.
saying? We gonna sell some tickets, have people, you know what I'm saying, come
Yeah.
out. You got your youth working for you. So people gonna support you.
Yeah.
People gonna support you. We get you a little sales pitch together. That way you say it over again, and it's over.
Yeah, once you really, the thing is, once you got the vision and you get other people to see the vision, they gonna support it.
Man, but you know, a lot of people don't have vision though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? A lot of 'cause it was like it took a while for me like to actually find out like my purpose. I feel like stuff is like moving and working, but it's like I feel like everybody need this aha moment. Like that's it. Like you had like an aha moment. Like this is it. Like being in the hospital, you're like, you know what? It's something better. I'm finna do this, and I'm finna stay consistent with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Until it pop.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because some people get that moment at different times. And for me, I feel like it was when I really hit, you know what I'm saying, that point where you know what I'm saying, everything was just down bad. Some people, it don't take them to, you know what I'm saying, get to rock bottom. But I feel like everybody do need that, you know what I'm saying, specific moment where they do something, see the results from it and be like, okay, maybe this is, you know what I'm saying, what I need to do. Or maybe it give them a feeling where they like, okay, I like the way, you know what I'm saying, this made me feel or this made somebody else feel. Maybe I can continue to keep doing that to, you know, make that grow.
Man, my mother, she died at 16, and then my father, he died at 17.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's all good, man. And 18, I was homeless.
Yeah.
And it was a little money left. You know what I'm saying? My father, I remember, would tell me stuff like, man, you should save your money and get you an apartment building. He's like, get you a 2-flat apartment building, and then you live in it and then rent it out. And I couldn't fathom what he was saying at that time. But if I would have listened to him, like I would be like super like advanced. But you know, nobody took me in, so like I'm homeless. I stayed in the homeless shelter, and I never forget that night I stayed in the homeless shelter. Man, that was like one of the worst feelings in my life. Like to be in the room with like all these strange men, had to take a shower. Like I was like this.
Yeah.
They were sleeping on the cot. Like it was like the worst feeling in the world. Like I remember one night I had to sleep in the police station on Saturday night for hostage because I come from Chicago.
Yeah.
I say the worst feeling though. Like is when I had woke up from that police station. I had walked down to this church, and I had went in the bathroom and I had to wash up with like soap and water with like a paper towel.
Yeah.
Like my only thing was like I had 2 shoestrings tied together to hold my pants up as a belt. Like that was the worst time of my life. I felt like, man, I felt like it was no hope. It ain't nothing gonna ever change, you know. But you fast forward 15 years, and it's like here I am sitting in this studio doing this podcast with you, like the top person in the world. Like I don't think it get no bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's a blessing, and it's crazy because you can look back at that stuff now and be like, man, I went through so much, you know what I'm saying, to get where I'm at now. Like I sit back and think about that all the nights where, because a lot of people don't think of how difficult it is to manage so many things at once. So like when I was trying to manage being a father, having a kid so much, and working a job, and chasing a dream, and, you know what I'm saying, just staying afloat. I look back at them times like, man, I was having such a tough time back then that's motivation for now. Because I was like, I could have very well stayed in that, you know what I'm saying, position and just continued to struggle. But, you know, to keep going and to push and get to that next level, I look back at that all the time as motivation. Because I'm like, I was down at one point. But to see that I've made something happen, I know I can make something else happen.
Facts. Man, when stuff get rough for me, I just be like, man, God brought me from this to this to this. Like why won't He do it?
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
Like I told myself like yesterday, because I've been doing like a lot of investing, like a lot, like the type of investing that had your spouse like. But I'm like, look, I'm trying to get somewhere, and who else is going to invest besides me? Like, if I'm not my biggest investor, who is going to invest? And then I had to keep telling myself, like a chant, like, I operate out of abundance, not out of lack. I operate out of abundance, not of lack. I had to keep saying that. Abundance, not lack. Abundance and not lack. Lack is of the devil. Abundance is of God. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
sure.
so like that was like my little thing. And I don't know what other people have to tell themselves, but I'm like, look, I'm a child of God. I operate out of abundance and not out of lack. Lack comes from the devil. Abundance comes from God.
Hey, I like that. It's so, like certain things that you explaining that like I'm grasping onto because man, of course I wake up in the morning and pray before I go to sleep, but there's certain things that I hear that I hold with me so that what I'm saying, when I get to the house or I'm working on something or I'm investing in something, that's gonna pop in my head and be like, okay, I'm glad I heard that because that what I'm saying, stick with me.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, that's, man. We Bible talk about like we got to be givers more than we are, takers. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people get caught up thinking that it always had to be money, but it's not. Like, you giving up your time right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I like giving. What I'm saying, the knowledge of the stuff that I've been doing because it could, what I'm saying, it could help anybody. Like if somebody might not have known that you could really just reach out if you what I'm saying, got a track record of stuff that you could show. You could just reach out to these companies and say, hey, I got this. Is it possible to, do this or do this? Some people might not have knew that. Mm-hmm. So for them to be able to tune into this and, what I'm saying, get a little bit of game, that makes me feel good because that's like my favorite thing to do, to show other people that, man, you can change your situation in, X amount of time. Because when I got out of the hospital, I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to be something. And stuff changed so fast that, like, you would have never thought, like, I got out of the hospital, I think the stuff went viral 2 months later. So if I got out of the hospital January, February, March, April, May, I think by June, Lil Ron had came out. Mm-hmm. Or no, I got out of the hospital in June, July, August. August, Lil Ron came out. September, October. By October, I was in Chicago at the Google building. That's 2 months after that. Mm-hmm. And I think I probably had like 16,000 followers. I was in a room with people who had anywhere from 15,000 to 30,000 followers. And now all of the people that was in that same room with me, I have more followers than all of them combined. Like it's just crazy to know how fast things can change. Because a couple months before that, I was in the hospital, not even knowing if I was gonna make it. Because somebody else had that same procedure done where they had those same surgeries on their neck and they didn't make it.
Well, what happened with that you had to be in the hospital?
So my son, I got my tonsils taken out when I was real young. So I think they say when you get your tonsils taken out, you can't really get strep throat or something like that. But my son had strep throat and somehow gave it to me, which caused like a blood block in my throat. Mm-hmm. So when I went the first time, they tried to drain it out. It didn't work. Then I had to get another surgery like a day later. It didn't work. And when I woke up from that surgery, it was just like ICU unit. Tubes everywhere. I opened my eyes the first time. I was still like kind of unconscious. I opened my eyes the first time. They hold my mom up. She crying. They don't know what's really going on. And then when I woke up the second time, I couldn't talk. I had to write everything on paper to get people to come in there. My family members coming in crying. That was probably one of the scariest situations ever because the doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. And, I'm waking up thinking I'm about to be okay after this surgery to not knowing what's going to happen. So it was a crazy situation. Man,
the devil was been trying to take you out. It's like the devil was trying to keep you from your purpose. Like it's like he touched you when you was young, and you see what I'm saying? It's like he was trying to stop you from.
And what's crazy is when I got into the hospital and I couldn't talk or do nothing. That was a perfect time for me to think and pray and really, talk to God. And I feel like that was my time that I needed to sit down and really, get on the right path with Him and really realize what He had in store for me.
God will do it every single time, man. I get up every morning and I read Proverbs, like almost the thought almost came like, don't do it today because you got all this stuff to do. Like, you got to go meet with Brandon Reed, the Lord to forgive you for not reading. I'm like, no. I'm gonna read this Bible. Yeah. I'm devoted to getting in this word because I can't afford not to be in the word.
Yeah.
Just
and
like
that's
I
what
can't
really
afford
starts
not to
your,
be
like, man, that's what starts your day off right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You get in that mode and really take some time to, read, pray. That helped you start the day off better than if you was to just get up and start moving around. Now you kind of, all over the place. So that's, man, the perfect way to start the day.
Facts, man. Love spending time with God. Get some of the best ideas from God. Man, you will love this. We're gonna love this quote. So God created the heavens and the earth, right? God created everything. Nobody created God, right? So if God is a creator, therefore we are creators. Yeah. If he create, we supposed to create. You see what I'm saying? So when we're not operating in that creativity realm, then we're not pleasing God. You know what I'm saying? Because we supposed to create. We supposed to produce. We supposed to make stuff happen. Because he did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
So that's why I'm like, hey, I think you may like that one.
Yeah, for sure. Doing it for a reason. So I would just say stick with it. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might be some here or there that you got to do, you know what I'm saying, to make some bread, but always make your passion and what you doing that main thing and keep, you know what I'm saying, keep hitting on it. And one thing I do tell people is sometimes you will try something this way and it don't work. Like, for example, a lot of people don't know I do music too. And I've always wanted to, you know what I'm saying, be big in music, but it never really just worked for me just doing music by itself. You know what I'm saying? I would do a song and it's good to me, it's good to other people, but it ain't reaching the masses like I want it to. So I was like, what can I do differently to get this in the spot that I wanted to be? I was like, let me try doing like parody music. So I did a song. I wrote a song with my buddy called Sprite No Ice. It's a song. Rod Wave got a song called Heart on Ice. It's a remix to that. Put out Sprite No Ice. Millions of views. Everybody seeing the cartoon. Everybody laughing. And it gave me that same satisfaction as just putting music out and being known for it because they listening to a song that, you know what I'm saying, I might not have rapped a verse on, but I help, you know what I'm saying, I'm writing and doing this. They don't know that I wrote and did that, but I can see these millions of views coming from something that I put out there. Or I'm trying to think of another one. Even years later, like I kept doing music. I just recently got my first song that hit 100,000 streams. And it's crazy because I've been doing music since high school, but sometimes I had to do something different. By doing those parody songs, trying to be funny and putting that out there to gain traction from that, to let people know, like, yeah, I can really, you know what I'm saying, make music, and then that teach them, or that have them come over and be like, oh, okay, he did this too, so sometimes it's a different approach. Like even with the animation, sometimes I do the animation, put the music in there, and they didn't even know that I just kind of put the music on them. They not even knowing because they watching the animation, then they're like, oh, what's this song in the back? Now I can make music because, you know what I'm saying, I try to show you by yourself and you ain't grabbing on that way. I had to find a different way for them to grab on. Or even with, man, anything like merchandise, like the puppets, Cottonmouth, we doing the Cottonmouth videos, but they don't know that I can edit real crazy, or some people might not know I can animate. So I throw some animation in there and they're like, oh, shoot, who did this? Because they watching something else that I put in front of them that caught their eyes.
Mm-hmm. Do you teach people how to animate?
I have done like tutorial videos on YouTube. I would love to do like a class of like showing people how to do it. But it's kind of tough to set that stuff up. I really want to do like a social media, like I guess like seminar course where, you know what I'm saying, I kind of show kids how to get started on there because, man, these kids are so creative nowadays and anybody can do it. The people who, blowing up off this stuff, it's getting younger and younger. So, man, I wish I was, 16 when I found out about this stuff because, man, it would have been a whole different situation. So I do want to do something where I show the younger kids how to set up a YouTube channel, the analytics, what you need to do to be successful on YouTube. I do want to do something like that.
No, you can. We will.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for real. Like,
that's
hey,
definitely one of the goals.
Well, we gonna make that happen then, for real.
Yeah.
For real. It's easy, man. It's easy. I got you. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's what we gonna do. Like, I feel like that's like one of my callings to help people do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's nothing. Like, a lot, it's not, sometimes it's not as hard as like what we think it is. Like, a lot of times people will be like, I want to start a business. I'm like, it's not hard. It costs $97. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't have the money. I give it to you. Here you go.
Man, it's just time to get to it. It's so many things I've been working on. Of course, Cottonmouth is the main thing right now. It's, man, blowing up everywhere. I'm working on a movie, an animated movie. I'm working on different animated series. The music coming. I'm dropping my first project pretty soon. Man, just a little bit of everything. I'll try to get my hands in every aspect of creating, because you never know what's going to be that next thing that really go up. Because I started off with the animation and it was popping in 2018, 2019, 2017. And then it kind of slowed down. So I was like, all right, this slowing down, I need to figure something else out. Started doing different type of gaming content. The gaming content started blowing up. That started slowing down, started moving to the next thing. So just content in general.
Man, you know, I so often say, like, when God gives you an idea for something, it's not just like one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, what I mean by that is like, okay, you got like you got this piece of fruit, right? And you open it up, and then it not only had one seed, it had multiple seeds.
Yeah.
And with those seeds, you plant that in the ground, and then they create multiple trees. So if you got 4 seeds in there, it's gonna create 4 different trees off that one thing. So when God gives you something, it's supposed to create abundance in your life.
Yeah,
it's not
sure.
just one thing. You see what I'm saying? You thinking like, I just want to animate in the beginning, like you said, you wanted to be a teacher at one time in your life, and you like, okay, now I want to animate. And that's all he says, I want to animate. But now you also said, now it's like, I got so many streams of income. You like an octopus. You got everywhere now. You see what I'm saying?
And I would have never thought that all of that would have just branched off of me just getting into animation.
Man, that's crazy. So off one thing, like, what's that for you? Probably like 20 different things.
Yeah.
Like, and what? Probably like hundreds of types of partnerships.
Yeah.
Off that one thing, you made it. Says, I'm gonna be an animator, and then look how much money came. Look how many partnerships. Look how many people you've met, relations you have built, lives that you have changed.
And there's still so much more I want to do with that animation. Like at one point, I would like to say I was like one of the top Black animators on YouTube, which I still have the numbers to, you know what I'm saying, kind of back that up. But I want to be, you know what I'm saying, a well-known like TV, social media, like when they look for Black animation, I want to be, you know what I'm saying, the face of it. So I still got a little ways to go, but we definitely gonna get there.
Man, man, you up there, man. Like I appreciate you for stepping out and following your dreams, man. Because if you wouldn't, heck, I wouldn't even be here, man. You know, I'm watching you. I'm looking up to you, man. You very relatable, like. And just sitting next to you and just hearing your story, like, just let me know, like, man, God just got so much more in store for me and so much in store for those that's watching the podcast. Yeah. Like, man, you just a dope individual, man.
Thank you.
Wish you nothing but success on your journey, man. And man, I'll be praying with you, man. I'm glad we connected, man. Yeah. I'm one of those individuals, like, once we connect, like, we connect.
For sure. And then that's what I like when we was talking about business, you know what I'm saying, relationships. It's dope. It's stuff like this that where we meet, you know what I'm saying, get a chance to sit down and really connect that could branch out to so many different things. Like you might have a project in the future that I could help with, or I might have a project that you want to help with. And then, you know what I'm saying, we just keep building from there. It's dope to create these relationships though, rather than just getting together and just doing a piece of content real quick, you know. Really getting to know somebody and really creating that business relationship. You know what I'm saying, I really enjoy doing that.
Man, that's what's up. Well, y'all, I would love to keep this man hostage for like another 2 to 5 hours because I could ask a lot of questions. But my brother Brandon, he's got a few errands he's got to run. But before we get up out of here, just like lead the people with like one thing. Like lead the people with one thing that you feel like that could like change their life and help excel.
I would say it's like your time is now. Like a lot of people kind of wait and be like, now I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to do this. Man, let's get up and do it. Let's take steps to get to where you want to be. If you always been wanting to start this YouTube channel or start doing these type of videos or start making music or start, you know what I'm saying, directing, man, let's get up and do it now. It's never too late. That's one thing some people think it's too late. I got this, or nah, it ain't never too late. It's a guy that I watch on YouTube now. He's like almost 60, I think, and his YouTube channel just hit 1 million subscribers in less than a year just from him doing like these little videos. And it just goes to show it's never too late. It don't matter what position you in. It don't matter where you from. It don't matter what your living situation is. It's never too late. As long as you be dedicated, put your mind towards, you know, doing what you really want to do, and make it happen.
And y'all heard it from the horse's mouth. We out of here, y'all.
Hey.